My cat is missing. Her name is Stella. She's a black cat. She's very, very cute. She's 4 years old. First got her because my mom was, I live with my mom, and she had a renter who was there. And this renter decided to just get a kitten one day, this brand spanking new to the world kitten. And brought it home, and then some things happened with this renter, and that renter was not able to take care of this cat anymore, is all I will say, and doesn't live with us anymore. I mean, I don't live with my mom anymore, but, she doesn't live with my mom, and so that cat, Stella, was ours. And that cat, Stella, has been missing for about 3 days now. So it's not been a horribly long time, but it's still unusual. That doesn't happen very often. But I'm trying to keep my composure about the whole thing. I don't feel like it quite warrants a freak out yet. We've had other cats leave for longer than that and then come back, Even with all the distress that it gave us, it wasn't a huge deal. But we're really teetering on the point of me being like, okay, yeah, now there really is time for being concerned. There are now lost cat signs up in our neighborhood for her. And I really, really want her to come home. And I wonder, is there any worse feeling shy of a huge, family tragedy than a pet being missing? Just sucks. It just feels like something's not quite in the right place. It's the same root feeling as something that's not nearly as significant, but like when you've lost something that's like kind of expensive. Like say if I lost my digital camera, couldn't find it around my house, like didn't think that I really left it anywhere, but just was upturning everything and couldn't find it, like that. That sort of feeling of like something is just not in its rightful place right now in my life. Like just where it's supposed to be. Like you just get used to that's where it's supposed to be. And of course it's way, way bigger than a camera because, it's a living creature. It's something that can interact with you, and something that you look at it and you can tell that it's actually perceiving you. It's a friend. It's a friend that I don't get to see right now. And the missing aspect is so hard. It's the suspense, right? That just kills you. It's the uncertainty that's so frustrating. Obviously, I'm glad that there hasn't been a resolution, as in like the problem, we figured it out, because bad thing that I don't need to say. But it's just wanting that positive resolution and not knowing if you're ever going to get a resolution with a pet missing. That's really hard. There are plenty of animals, and I had one in my life when I was a little kid that you just don't ever see again. And it's just hard not having the peace of mind of like, okay, well, at least what happened? Maybe I could even deal with finding out something sad if I could just find it out, Yeah, I'm just really, really bummed. Just the anticipation. But, it's times like this. I was driving home and I was like, this is what a lot of that mindfulness practice that, you've made a habit to keep in your day-to-day, this is what that is for. It's for times like this when there are unpleasant feelings that are there with you. And am I going to try to just make these feelings go away? Am I going to say, no, I should never be in circumstances that make me feel this way? I'm only setting myself up for more misery if I do that. The best thing I can do right now is just be present with these feelings that I'm having, even though they are very, very unpleasant ones. They're feelings of lack. They're feelings of You know, your brain goes to bad places of like the worst case scenarios. It's worrying, as they say, like worrying is like paying a debt that you don't owe. These problems aren't actually here yet, and yet I'm definitely paying the cost of them. I mean, I will say, like a smaller problem is present. You know, my cat being missing, that's a problem. My cat, something worse, you know, I don't need to pay that debt yet. But it's also hard knowing at what point do you actually officially draw the line of like, I'm gonna just start the healing process. You know, if an animal is missing for long enough. Because I don't think, you know, it's been 3 days. I'm not gonna give up hope yet, obviously. And I haven't. Am I gonna do it after a week? Am I gonna do it after 2 weeks? I don't know. My brain can jump to that worst case scenario too easily sometimes and give up on things when a resolution comes just right around the corner, like right after I've completely given up hope. My aunt's cat, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, was missing for 2 or 3 weeks. And if it were my cat, I might have just said, okay, now it's time to move into the healing process. But then that cat came back. It's actually kind of a funny, weird story, is that my sister used to have a habit of sleepwalking and talking. She woke up like super early in the morning and said to Mom, like, the cat smelled our aunt and has come home now. Mom's like, okay, that's nice. You can go back to bed now. And then the cat came back that day. My sister really was an animal psychic when she was a kid. She actually wanted to be a vet when she was a kid, but she didn't like... I mean, loving animals is exactly the reason why you should be a vet, and it's also exactly the reason why being a vet might be the worst possible job for you, because you are going to bear the burden of all that suffering. Yeah, I just really, really want that cat to come home. I feel like maybe I identify with her a little bit because she had kind of a rough upbringing with the initial owner that she had. And, you know, she has kind of a trashy sensibility about her that also gives her like this sort of freewheeling feeling to her. Like, I can go anywhere and I can do anything. That was sort of a feeling that I had as a kid when I, had like not a whole lot of home stability. It was like, okay, well, it's more fun being outside right now. And then I'm like, whoa! As soon as I step outside, I can go places and I can do things of my own accord. I am feral. And of course, that can be a problem, as it is with my cat right now. She's always had that little feral sensibility in her, even though she was raised in a household. I really do hope that she comes home. I've been trying to journal haiku every day because just straight up journaling is too much to ask of me, although I've been okay at actual writing journaling. Standard journaling. But one haiku I wrote today, I'm going to see if I can do it. If I can't, I'm going to look very foolish. It was, I hope you return. Yes. I'm thankful for all our time. 7. I don't remember what the last line was. I'll just make it up right now. Please come home, Stella. Because we all love you. Even when they drive you crazy, those animals, you love them. You love them. It would be very, very weird if they weren't in their proper spot. anymore. Because every animal has a spot, you know. They have their one designated place on the couch and the bed. And that place is and will always be Stella's. And she's going to reclaim it soon enough. I just know.